Alright, so in my last video I said that I was going to use AI to consider what the possibilities are that all of the numerals were created by somebody using this geometric pattern and that they all fit a certain type of criteria. So just to be clear again, this is a pattern of concentric square root radius circles where each consecutive ring is a consecutive square root radius. So square root of 1, square root of 2, square root of 3, 4, 5. And what you can see here, the examples of the numeral for 2, it's attached to the circle with the radius of the square root of 2. So there are 4 actual lattice points that define the position of that circle, and the numeral for 2 is attached to those specific points. You can see it traces out part of the circle, has this 45-degree angle which is connected to the square root of 2, and the length of the bottom line is the length of 2. And then for the square root of 5, it's the same thing. We've traced out the circle with the radius of the square root of 5, and then on one of the specific points that defines that length from the center, that's the length of square root of 5, we draw a line going straight up the length of 2 and then over the length of 3. So we've incorporated the length of 5 in the symbol, and we've also got this sort of large triangle or rectangle shape happening, which is connected to the square root of 2 or square root of 5 length. You know, you go over 1 and up, or over 2 and up 1, you get the length of square root of 5. So the geometry that's connected to the square root of 5 is also incorporated in that numeral. And that's the same for all of the numerals. So I asked Grok this morning, what are the chances? And I described how this all works. And he said, well, the first thing you need to do is define a sample space. And we decided that out of 100 random possibilities, use that as an example. Like if you took 100 random shapes, how many would fit the criteria of basically being able to be attached to the circles on specific lattice points, have those lengths incorporated in their design, and then still look like the numeral that we're looking at. Like, if I was to draw those and then put a whiteboard behind and say, what numeral is that? What number does it represent? I think you'd say 2, 5, and it goes for all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 more. So there's a base 12 equivalent to this also. So after doing all those calculations, basically we came up with 1 in 100 for each of those. Out of 100 numerals, let's say one of them, or out of 100 symbols, one of them would fit that criteria. The answer came to 10 to the negative 72. So like 1 in 10, or 1 with 72 zeros after it. That's the chances of this being a coincidence. So what do you think? Does that work out correctly, or do you think it should be more or less?